Right, YouTube, welcome to another video. It's time to begin the long, I imagine difficult tasks of swapping the boot and the doors for fiberglass ones and doing the polycarbonate windows. So I think I'm going to start off, which probably I think is the easier one, which is the boot, I think. So I'm going to be changing over to this nicely painted one up here on top of the car. As you can see, it's orange should match the rest of the car and finish the rear end off. So I need to take that off. Probably won't go on the other one, I wouldn't imagine, because it's not any use. Weight reduction and all that. I need to switch the spoiler or wing, whatever you want to call it, onto that one. And yeah, do the polycarbonate window. I've also ordered some aero catch latches, which I'm going to put one there, one over there, so I'm going to have to make some kind of bracket on the inside for that to catch to. I'm just using the same ones I used on the bonnet. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, we won't need that light anymore because it doesn't do anything anyway. But yeah, so I'll kind of just sort of make it up as I go along. I haven't done this before. Hopefully the boot isn't too bad. It's got to take the hinges off. So a little open, shall we? Yeah, it doesn't stay open by itself because it's got no struts or anything. You realise how heavy it is. And the other one is so light, so that'd be good weight reduction as it is. So yeah, I'm not sure whether I need to drop the car down a bit more, whether I need to open the boot a bit higher so I can get to these. I think there's some bolts in there somewhere, or whether I just take it off there. Anyway, we shall find out. Let's get cracking. So from what I can gather, we've got a 13mm bolt just on the inside of the car around there. Let me spin the camera around. You may need a deep socket for it. Not quite sure, you might get away with a short one, but I think I'm going to need my assistant. Otherwise, I'm not sure I can hold that up and undo those bolts. There we go, I managed to get one extra person in the garage with me, because there's not a lot of room, as per usual. So yeah, I just got someone to hold it while I took those two bolts out. Pretty straightforward actually, to be honest. So I need to transfer these to the new door, same with the wing. But I won't have to do the shut-in mechanism. So I better remove this. Because I want to race this at some point, it needs, I think part of the regulations, it needs to be able to be opened from the outside. Which, at the moment, it can't actually, I don't know why, but the thing on the back of the boot doesn't work, so I have to pull this great big cable from the inside to open it. Anyway, so what I did notice on the new door, which I didn't before, which is really good, is it's already got a threaded hole either side to put this hinge bracket thing straight on. So yeah, I was expecting to have to drill holes, or I didn't really think about it actually, but that's pretty cool. I'm pretty chuffed that's there. That'll obviously make it a hell of a lot easier. There we go, brackets are off, nice and easy. That's a 13mm bolt as well as the 13mm nut on the inside. I guess the only slightly tricky bit is to try and get the wing in the right place on the new door. There we are, wings off. I don't think I need these bits of trim, but I'll pull them off anyway, I suppose. I'll probably just unscrew that just in case. Maybe just take the light off. Don't know why, in case someone else needs it, but I think that'll be it, I reckon. Not sure if I'm going to need these little rubber things. Maybe I will. Might as well take them off. Just don't know. Anyway, they just turn. You just unwind them like a spring. So I've just put the hinges on the new boot. FYI, the bolts you take out the original boot are too big for this one. I don't actually know where this fiberglass boot came from, because I bought them second hand. There's not a lot of sellers of these, so I imagine it's one of two or three. Anyway, so yeah, you might need some thinner bolts for these. So I want to just sort of place the boot where it should be so I can get an idea. I've got a pretty good idea of what kind of brackets I need to make for the aero catch latches to attach to. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of fit it now just to get it clear in my head how far up on the boot I'm going to be making holes. So there we go, I've just done a little test fit and I've noticed my painting's not quite as good on the boot as it is on the bumper, but there we go, it's a track car in it. Yeah, it's a lot easier. Oh my god, it's so much lighter. I know it hasn't got the polycarbonate window in it, but that's not going to weigh hardly anything. Yeah, so much easier. You can just fit it yourself. You don't need anyone to help because it's so light. The only thing I had to do was file the little square holes in the bodywork just so I could shift the boot lid sort of ever so slightly that way, because there was a lot bigger gap this side than there was this side. Now I've got it pretty even. I'm pretty happy with that. It's only a few millimeters I had to sort of file off there and there, but yeah, pleased with that. So I've been searching through my great big box of scrap metal and I found these. No idea where they came from. I know you can buy like sort of brackets where you have to put a couple of riv nuts in and it's sort of a curved bit that sort of goes like that for the rod to go through. But I wanted to reuse, try and use up some stuff that I've got. So I've just enlarged the hole there on a couple of these to 10mm to fit that red shaft through. I'm thinking at the moment, I've just stuck a riv nut in there, a 5mm riv nut. I'm just wondering if I just put another one there and there, that would be pretty secure, I would think. So I ended up filing a bit off the right hand side on that side, and obviously on this side stuck some bigger washers on. I think it's pretty central now. Let me show you. So there's that side. And the right hand side. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Not too bad really, that you just need to file a bit just to get it central. There's the brackets on. Obviously not as swish as the ones you can buy, but I suppose these ones are free. Yeah, painted them black so they look a bit better than the white ones they were before. 3 riv nuts and 3 little bolts, pretty solid. So you can see with my brackets I'm just hitting the inner shell a little bit, so I'll have to trim a little bit off there. Now that I've cut that little section out, I can put a bit of marker pen on the end of the pin and then mark on the inside of the boot where I need to drill a hole. There we go, 2 holes drilled. Biggest metal drill I had was a 10mm, so I had to sort of wiggle it around to get it up to, I don't know, I'd say about 12mm. As you can see, they're poking through. So I've just been inside doing some arts and crafts. So you're supposed to just draw around the inside of the plate that goes on the inside of the boot, but I thought it'd be useful if I can make the template out of cardboard and then I can put a little hole where this pin should be so I can get it bang on. Otherwise you're trying to judge where exactly this should go. It does say in the instructions, it gives you measurements. It does give you measurements to where the pin should go through, so you can just make up your own template. What I need to do though is I'll probably put some masking tape here, and then I'll try and line these up with something on the side of the car so I can get them both exactly the same. There we go, 2 templates marked out, ready to be cut. As soon as it stops raining. We seem to have gone from all out sun to just constant rain. So yeah, I need a dry day when I can take this outside. time to get all the nuts and bolts in. There's one done. There just seems to be one nut that's a bit of a dickhead. It was the same on both of them. This is this one. The rest of them sort of stay there. As long as when you're doing them up, you put your finger to hold the nut in. But this one doesn't even really want to sit in there very nicely. It sits up really high and just keeps falling out. But yeah, same on both. But there we are. There we go. Second one's in. Not sure what all the washers are for. Don't know where they expect you to put them, but there we are. Pretty pleased with that. So I reckon the easiest way to adjust these is loosen the pins, latch them in place, and then just push the boot as closed as you want it, and then tighten up the nuts on the pin. Sorry, a bit dark. Right, here's my way. So there we are, DIY duties done for the day. Thought I'd spend a couple hours on the Mini. So I think it's going to be fitting the wing today because I'm still waiting on the bloody seal stuff for the window. So yeah, this obviously be different for everyone. I suppose most people have probably got the proper Mini rear wings, not like my eBay special. But yeah, I'll do that. And then hopefully the seal will come at some point in the future. After much faffing and sweating, the rear wing's now on. Got to be careful when you're tying it up. They don't tighten it up too much. The bolts, you can quite easily break the fiberglass boot, I think. Yeah, let's have a little look. So I haven't adjusted it. I just about got it on. Just about everything that could be a pain in the ass was a pain in the ass. But yeah, it's done now. So I've just been round sticking all the neoprene for a double thickness at the top. I've stuck that all around the edge, ready for the window. So what I'll probably do is put the window in place, clamp it to the boot, and then start drilling lots of holes for these 5mm bolts. So a bit of an update. I've been spending the odd hour here and there putting some of these bolts in. Probably in hindsight, I might have had the window slightly lower because I have to go quite low with these to better catch the boot on the inside, whereas there's plenty of room up the top. So as you can see, I've done this bottom line. I've done up the left hand side. The right hand side is proving a little bit tricky because there isn't as much of a lip as there is on the left hand side. So I've had to order some smaller 3mm bolts and nuts. So there's the side I've obviously done already. You got probably, I don't know, 15mm of boot to get your bolt through, whereas the left hand side there's probably 8mm. So yeah, managed to get one up the top there. The bottom didn't sound like it was going through. It sounded like it was going to crack out sort of the edge of it. So hopefully the smaller bolts will help. So I just filmed the most enjoyable bit of this, which is ripping the plastic off. Oh, it's a tricky one. Maybe I'll hold it and you pull it.
Okay. Clearly.
Let's try again with a nice, easy inside bit. There we go, she's finally complete. Well, the boot is anyway. I've just been using some sort of outside roof and gutter sealant to go along there. I haven't done a particularly good job. I'm pretty shit when it comes to sealant. And this stuff's quite sort of thick and gritty as well. But there we are, there's a track car in it. And I've also done along the side there. Annoyingly, I've done a better job on the bit you can't see, but there we are. I haven't bothered silicone along the bottom. I don't think you're going to need it there. Obviously the water runs down. I'd be surprised if the water can get past the seal. There we are guys, boot's finished. Really pleased with how it's turned out. I think I was a saving of, I suppose my boot was pretty stripped out to start with, but you're looking at a saving of about 8 kilos, with the polycarbonate windows as well. But yeah, I think that's turned out really good. You might have noticed that the orange on the boot suddenly got better at one point. I noticed in one of the bits of the video it was looking a bit streaky, so I put a couple of extra coats of orange on it so it matches the rest of it pretty nice, I reckon. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. I'll give you a little sneak preview of what I'm doing next. So yeah, thanks for watching as always. Make sure you go and subscribe now so you don't miss the rest of the bits going on. Looking to save maybe 40-50 kilos with all these fiberglass bits and polycarbonate windows. So yeah, cheers for watching. Chuck a comment down below and I shall see you on the next one. Cheers guys.